Welcome back to the Stephen Knight Show. I want to remind you that if you're listening to us on our podcast, you can also watch us on our YouTube channel, The Stephen Knight Show. I want to remind you we're all over social media, Facebook, Instagram, of course, our official website, StephenKnightShow.com. All right, so Miss Parker, I know it was a crazy weekend again. We're going to talk about Mr. Brooks, who was murdered on Friday. But other than that, how was your weekend?
I think, in the last couple of weeks, you've asked me, and my answer's been the same. We're all just getting through it. I think I'm continuing to find ways to, use my energy and a little bit of anxiety, honestly, that I've been feeling with all of this going on to be productive and use it in productive ways. So my friends and I started a project called the Love Project 404, where we'll be billing out dads that are in jail and just simply can't get out because they can't afford jail bill money, which is sometimes $300-$400. So we'll be doing that this Friday. We've put in the paperwork to do so for about 10, and then we're waiting to vet out the other few that qualify for the assistance. So we're going to be doing different things and taking on different projects and things within the community to make social changes. I think if I myself can use my energy in a positive way to make changes, I think that I will be able to get through these dark days a lot better. So that's kind of what I'm focused on. But so far, this weekend, actually, with Mr. Brooks being killed on Friday, I went out to dinner on Saturday, and right after we left dinner, we were getting on the freeway was when, the rioting and protesting started with the fire at the fast food restaurant that he was killed at. So we almost didn't make it out of the traffic that was there. But I think for the most part, it looked peaceful when we saw the people around. No one was, doing anything illegal. So the fire didn't seem to have been started by one of us or one of the protesters. So, that's what came out with the videos that was found with the person who set the fire.
Mm-hmm. And they have a $10,000 reward if they can find a woman that supposedly set that fire.
Mm-hmm.
Chike, what about you? How was the weekend?
Weekend was work filled, my friend. In the medical community, we're back full swing. They're acting as if COVID is not a thing right now, which I don't understand.
Neither.
We clearly have cases that are COVID, and everyone knows this, but they're back full swing. We're making our money back. That's what they're focused on.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. I put a post on Facebook. Did the pandemic go away and someone got to tell me? Because I'm looking on my Facebook, my timeline. People are out there like it is normal life. I said,
yep.
Okay. What about you, Naya? Well, obviously, congratulations are in order to you.
Congratulations.
You got some big news. Tell us the big news.
Yeah, I'm getting married.
Congratulations.
That's good.
That's
good news.
I'm going to be getting married thanks to my mom's prayers, But yeah, no, that's actually what the weekend was about. It was some more planning. We've been planning for a while, but planning and getting those photos. We're really trying to get those photos turned around so that we can hit people with the save the dates so everyone can make their plans and so forth. You all actually are invited. Whether, if you can come, I'm definitely hoping to see you guys there. It's in Seattle.
Okay.
And it's in December. So
December in Seattle, huh?
yeah, right. Yeah, it'll be there. So if you guys can make it, definitely, you'll get your invites. But I would love to have my family there with me.
Most definitely. Congratulations once again.
Yeah, that's awesome. Congratulations.
Thank you. I appreciate that. It means a lot.
Well, my weekend, I don't watch the news on the weekends typically, but I've had a couple friends over the weekend, socially distancing. And so I had the TV on, just has background noise. And that's when I saw the murder of Mr. Brooks. And I had to turn TV off. It's just like, I don't know. My anxiety is definitely high. And so today I was just drained. So on Mondays, I have to watch a bunch of news to catch up with everything that's going on so we can talk about it on the show. But It's crazy. But I do want to say something real quick.
I actually didn't even know about it until you all mentioned it. I didn't know about that.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Well, I wanted to mention something last week. I was saying how upset I was that my company had not said anything about the protest and the racial divide in this country. And I said I was going to say something. And so last Tuesday was my first day back in the office, which we're still not going in often. I work from home a lot anyway, but she just wanted us to do a check-in. And I said I was going to say anything, and I didn't. I felt like everybody was kikiing, laughing, and da-da-da-da. And I was just sitting there like this the whole time. And I was in my office. The only time I wasn't in my office unless I was had a meeting. And my boss looked at me and asked me, because they had birthday cake and all this stuff, are you okay? Because your eyes look puffy. I said, well, it's probably because the mask I have on. And so,
Can't breathe.
and so, anyway, so I came home. I was fortunately got off early. I came home and I was watching this I was watching the special that CBS News had with Gayle King. And next thing I knew, I pulled up my phone and I sent her an email letting her know. I said, I don't know if this is on you pretty much, but pretty much I told her, as a black man for this company going on 6 years, I feel slighted that nothing has been said. That's going on a national stage, is happening worldwide. And I said, we have a lot of black consultants who represent our company. And I know I'm not the only one that feels slighted by nothing going out. At least I said, in my opinion, being silent is complicit pretty much. Although I spelled complicit wrong. So I said it to Ms. Parker. She said, you spelled it wrong. Anyway, so she wrote back the next morning. She said, Stephen, I hear you, and I will talk to leadership. And then she called me maybe about 20 minutes later, and she told me that she had talked to the owner. He called her, and that he said that he had been very outspoken on his social media, but he agreed something needed to go out. And you know, she was telling me why she hadn't said anything. She hadn't really talked to me about it, whatnot, whatever. But I will say my owner called me afterwards, and he said again that he's an Indian gentleman, and he said that he experienced racism in this country as well. And although it's not the same, he is definitely outspoken about it. He's made several posts on his social media. He said Black lives do matter. He said all lives matter, but we're talking about Black lives matter, Black lives right now. And he said, and I definitely support. And if you ever feel slighted in the future, please reach out to me directly. So I appreciate that. And then they send out a message on Friday to everyone. So
You said you misspoke a little bit. Let me just correct you a little bit. You said your owner. You meant the owner of your company.
Yeah, the owner of the company.
Okay.
Yeah.
I know. I just meant
I got you.
we're talking about.
Right. Owner. But yeah.
Nobody around here had no owners.
Right. Exactly. So shout out to them for saying something and make it right and wrong. So I wanted to share that. All right. So our question. Yeah. Thank you. I felt really good. I did. At first, Ms. Parker had called me and asked me, did I say anything? And I said, no. She said, I'm kind of disappointed, but I guess people have to do what they feel.
Yeah, I was a bit disappointed, but I know you're not a person who, you're not like me. You don't like confrontation. Like that would have been something I did when I walked in, but
right.
But I got it. I figure you would do it in your own timing. You tend to come around to things on your own timing. So, but I am very proud of you.
Thank you. All right. So our question of the day: how are you staying sane throughout the pandemic and racial divide, Ms. Parker?
I think I shared this with you guys, when COVID first started, that I've developed a self-care routine daily. So it definitely helps. I wake up, meditate, go for a run, work out, do yoga. Although my schedule has changed a little bit because I've taken on a few projects at work. I was a little bit annoyed because I was like, oh, it's messing up with my routine. I haven't really been working, but didn't really have much to do.
Right.
So much of my day was taken up by my self-care stuff and personal things. And then now that I have to get back to work, it was a bit of an annoyance that I have to adjust my schedule. Mm-hmm. But regardless of what time I do it, like today, I couldn't do all of it at once. So I meditated and I jumped on a call. Then I went for a run, worked out, jumped on another call, then I did yoga. So it moved around a bit, but I kept those things in place because they bring me a bit of peace. But of lately, I know that you are not a fan of people socializing, but of lately what's brought me a lot of joy and kind of some peace is I am a person who is, my love language is quality time. So I've gotten to hang out with a few friends. A couple of weeks ago or a week ago, a couple of friends came by, and then I went to dinner with 2 friends on Thursday. There were 4 tables on the patio of our favorite restaurant, Tuk Tuk. So we sat there and ate. It felt amazing to just be out. The weather was beautiful. We sat outside. But those things has definitely been keeping me sane as of lately, being around people that I love, because that's typically what keeps me going anyway. It's my love language. So that's my routine.
Yeah. And it's not that I'm not a fan of people socializing. I think that some people, like I was looking on social media, and a mutual friend of ours, all out the bars, about 10, 12 people, not a mask in sight, stuff like that. I think when people are being irresponsible with it, that's what I have a problem with. But
I totally agree.
But I agree. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I'm sorry. I saw people, I know a friend of mine owned a couple of clubs, or owner of a couple of clubs out here. And I watched the stories, and it's like regular time.
That's what I'm saying.
Especially Atlanta. It's probably, 200 people in there, and they're just partying, like not a mask inside, nothing inside. I mean, at that point, 200 people are having a mask. I don't think it's going to help, but it's back to normal. And even when we were driving through Edgewood, and Edgewood's a very popular area in Atlanta, I think most of everybody on the call may be familiar with it. We drove through Edgewood right before the protesting started. And I don't think these people were part of the protesting crowd, because the crowd was a bit further up. It was packed. We tried to go to a rooftop restaurant, 6 feet under, and there was a 3 hours wait for their patio. Yeah. But not only that, the streets themselves, like the parking lot, it felt like a club out there. People had music out there in the parking lots, different parking lots. The whole area was just really crowded, and people were just out and about. And they're, younger kids. So I kind of figured they'd probably been tired of sitting at home. But, I think what doesn't help is to mix information. I think, if people knew exactly what was going on, they can make better decisions. But when you're young and you're already in that mindset of, I don't know what's going on anyways, I'm gonna just live my life, and you're not getting consistent information, even myself, it's frustrating. So I think that's a part of it too. But just to really quickly, even the grocery stores seem to be going back to normal. As Chike was saying, things seem to be going back to normal. I went to one of the grocery stores today, and normally they have the person out there doing the carts and spraying things down. Mm-hmm. Nope, they're back to the carts being placed, and where you go get it yourself, and then you go grocery shopping. There's more, COVID cleaning going on. So that was interesting as well.
Yeah, no, I get that. What about you, Chike? How are you staying sane through all this? And you're on the front lines. So what's working for you?
To be honest, Amazon has become my best friend. I'm getting like 3 and 4 and 5 packages a day because I've been shopping, and that's how I'm handling my anxiety. That and getting physically fit. I'll probably be like Mr. Olympian when this is all over with. So that's me.
I hear that.
Next month though, I am going to break down and see my family. Preliminary elections start next month. And I have to be around my family for that. So
yeah, well, that's good. That'll be good to see them. What about you, Nair?
Spending a lot of time with friends on Zoom. We have found nearly any and everything you can do through Zoom. We having battles and talking about college times and high school times and playing games and any and everything you can think of. We done it, and we probably gonna do it. I've been spending time I have not been spending with friends in years.
Yeah.
I'm talking the range of friends, from high school to post-university.
Yeah.
Usually you kind of revolve around the same handful of friends throughout your important times of your life. But man, I've been able to check in with everyone. So that's really been doing good for me.
Yeah, I get that. Yeah, I've been talking to people I hadn't talked to in years. I talked to someone on Saturday I hadn't talked to in a very long time. But for me, I think it is like even going out listening to music, like, you know, if I take a walk on a nice day, or you know, prayer, obviously for me, meditation, a cocktail. But I try to do stuff too, and I'm very busy with the show. I'm always doing interviews and preparing for those, so that keeps busy, and you know. But yeah, tweet us at home. Let us know how are you staying sane throughout the pandemic and racial divide. All right, real quick before we go to break, coronavirus update. Worldwide, we are almost at 8 million cases with over 434,000 deaths. That's worldwide. In the United States, we surpassed 2 million cases, and we're at 116,000 plus deaths. Now, they're expecting it to be 170 deaths by October. They're saying the second wave will probably hit in the fall. The numbers have gone up in many states, at least 20 states, and that's since Memorial Day. They don't know yet how the protest will affect the numbers, but you know, obviously they're nervous about all that. And then they have several NFL players in Texas. Texas is seeing a spike. They play for the Texans and the Cowboys who have tested positive. They haven't released the names of them just due to privacy laws, but they're trying to figure out if they're going to be able to start, start football back up. So what do you?
Ask Chike something really quick?
Yeah.
Chike, are you seeing a lot of reinfections in people who actually survive? Are they seeing a lot of that? People getting it.
Surviving? Yeah, a lot of survival of the virus. I can't speak to the reinfection, but definitely a lot of surviving.
Yeah,
a lot of surviving.
I had a friend that thinks he had it back in January. He said his dad got really sick and was having like respiratory issues, and he had visited his dad, and then he went on a trip like end of January with a group of friends, and he got a real bad case of pink eye, and another friend that was on the trip got really sick too, and he looked it up. Pink eye was one of the symptoms, but you know, he wasn't hospitalized or anything, and he, you know, but he thinks he had it, and he thinks his dad had it as well. So.
Same here. I think that I've had it like at the end of, February going into March.
Really?
I got really, really ill, and it was ill unlike I've been ill in a long time, to the point where I was weak. And if anyone knows me, even when I'm down, I'm still moving.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Well, we'll take a quick break. When we come back, attorney Melanie Davis is back to talk about the Rayshard Brooks situation. Right back after this.